Shalom, my friends. Welcome back to A Skinny Show. I'm Kalmy Skinner, and I've got my partner in crime here, the man who can break down metabolism faster than I can break down a kugel, Dr. Oppenheimer. Doc, did you already get your morning shake in?
Of course. Vanilla whey, Greek yogurt, about 38 grams of protein.
38 grams. You always have to outdo me. I hit 35 this morning, and I thought I was winning.
35 is perfect, Kalmy. 38 just happens to be how my scoop worked out.
All right, fine. Folks, here's why this matters. Today's episode is all about protein. Not just why you need it, but how to spot the good stuff, the fakers, and the pretenders. Because some foods wear the protein badge like a costume, when really they're just sneaking in extra calories.
And we're going to give you 2 tools you'll never forget. First, how protein acts like a sponge in your body, keeping your blood sugar under control. Second, a simple math trick to instantly know if your food is actually a good source of protein.
And don't worry, I won't be doing the math. That's his department. So, Doc, let's start with this sponge thing. People say protein is like a sponge soaking up sugar. Is that real science, or is it more like a kid's cartoon?
It's not literal, but it's a good way to imagine what happens. Your liver stores sugar in the form of glycogen. When your blood sugar spikes, say after a muffin or a glass of orange juice, the liver releases glucose into your bloodstream. Without balance, that spike comes fast and crashes fast. But when you eat protein, digestion slows. Protein blunts the rise, keeps blood sugar stable, and helps your body handle that sugar more efficiently. So in that sense, protein is like putting a sponge down when water's spilling over. It doesn't stop the sugar from existing, but it prevents the flood.
Okay, that makes sense. Because when I skip the protein and just have carbs in the morning, I feel like Superman for about an hour. Then I turn into Clark Kent with no phone booth.
Exactly, that's the blood sugar crash. Protein prevents it.
And the hunger hits me. I'm raiding the pantry before the kids get home from school.
That's because protein also controls hormones. Ghrelin, your hunger hormone, goes down. Satiety hormones like peptide YY and GLP-1 go up, so you don't just feel full. You actually are full.
So protein's not just a sponge, it's also a traffic cop.
That's right. And there's one more thing. Protein costs your body more energy to digest. About 20 to 30% of the calories in protein are burned just to break it down. Compare that to carbs, where only about 5 to 10% are burned, or fat, which is just 2 to 3.
So protein is like a sponge that's also on a treadmill, burning calories while it works.
Exactly.
And the magic number is
30 to 35 grams at breakfast. That sets you up for steady energy, fewer cravings, and better metabolism the rest of the day.
35 grams, folks. That's the cover charge for your metabolism nightclub. No protein, no entry. All right, let's get to the fun part, the math trick. Now, Doc, you know me. Math makes my head spin, so pretend I'm in 3rd grade.
Fair enough. Here's the trick. Take the grams of protein in a serving and multiply by 10. If that number is bigger than the calories in that serving, you're looking at a good protein source. If it's smaller, the food is pretending.
Pretending, huh? Like my cousin Shlomi wearing a tie at a wedding, acting like he's the rabbi.
Exactly. Let's run through some real foods. Chicken breast, about 20 grams of protein in a serving. Multiply by 10, that's 200. Now look at the calories, 95. 200 versus 95. That's excellent.
So chicken passes with flying colors.
Next, cottage cheese. 20 grams of protein, 144 calories. 200 compared to 144. Still solid.
All right, chicken and cottage cheese are winners. Now give me the heartbreak.
Peanut butter. 20 grams of protein, but 575 calories.
Ouch.
That fails the test. It's not a protein food. It's a fat food with a little protein tagging along.
So peanut butter's like the drummer in the band who insists on singing lead.
Exactly. Same with almonds. Lots of calories, very little efficient protein.
So all this time I thought I was fueling muscles with peanut butter sandwiches. Turns out I was just fueling my belly.
Right. Peanut butter and almonds are fine in moderation, but don't crown them protein kings. The math exposes the truth.
This trick is genius. It's like having a built-in lie detector for food labels. Doc, have you seen the 30-gram breakfast challenge on WhatsApp? People filming their morning omelets and smoothies like they're auditioning for a cooking show.
Yes, and for once it's a trend with actual science behind it. People who start their day with 30 grams of protein feel fuller, have fewer cravings, and even perform better cognitively.
Meanwhile, when I skip breakfast, I'm ready to eat 3 bagels by 10 a.m.
That's the difference protein makes.
And in our community, mornings are packed. Kids, davening, work, school runs. A quick shake is a lifesaver. So, Doc, for the people listening, what are some quick ways to hit that 35 grams without feeling like they're training for Mr. Olympia?
It's easier than people think. 1 scoop of whey powder is usually around 25 grams. Add half a cup of Greek yogurt, that's another 10. You've hit 35 in under 220 calories.
All right, that sounds doable.
Another option, an egg white omelet with turkey slices. That'll give you 38 grams of protein for about 250 calories. Or a cup of cottage cheese with some berries. That's 30 grams, roughly 200 calories.
So the theme is quick, simple, and definitely not peanut butter.
Right. Peanut butter should be treated like a condiment, flavor, not fuel.
So like kugel at a family dinner. You taste it, but it's not the base of your diet. You know where this protein math really hits me, Doc? The kiddish table after shul.
Oh, absolutely.
Because here's what happens. I see a tray of egg salad, a platter of lox, and then, bam! There's kugel, cookies, peanut chews. My brain says, hey, eggs and lox, protein! But 5 minutes later, I'm stacking rugelach on my plate.
That's the classic trap. The protein's there, but it's drowned out by the calorie bombs.
Correct. I'm walking away thinking I just did something healthy. Meanwhile, I've basically multiplied my waistline.
That's where the protein math trick comes in. Take that lox, great protein to calorie ratio. But the kugel next to it, high calorie, low protein, doesn't pass.
So if you play by the numbers, you can survive the kiddish table without waddling home like a stuffed goose.
Right. Focus on the chicken, the fish, the eggs, skip or minimize the empty calorie sides.
And let's be honest, half the time we're not even hungry at kiddish. We're just trained to pile food on a napkin and pretend it's a meal.
Exactly. Which is why having that 35 grams at breakfast helps. You walk into kiddish already satisfied and far less likely to grab 3 brownies just because they're free.
So a good breakfast is basically spiritual armor against kiddish calories.
Well said.
You know, Doc, I once thought I was a genius. I skipped breakfast and told myself, hey, I'm intermittent fasting. 2 hours later, I was sneaking cake out of the break room.
That's classic. Skipping breakfast often backfires. A high-protein breakfast helps prevent that kind of binge.
So really, a protein shake saves me from my own stupidity.
You said it, not me.
Fair enough. All right, let's land this plane. Here's what we learned today. Protein really does act like a sponge. It steadies blood sugar and keeps you full. 35 grams at breakfast is the magic number. And if you want to know whether a food is a true protein source, use the math. Protein grams times 10 should be more than the calories.
Once you use that trick, you'll never look at peanut butter the same way again.
And if you want extra help beyond the food, that's where Kosher Skinny Shots comes in. It's not just about weight loss, it's about building a lifestyle that works. Visit kosherskinnyshots.com or call us at 845-524-8052.
We'll work with you to personalize your plan and stay on track. And don't forget the new Kosher Skinny Cream. It's designed for anyone who isn't comfortable with the shots. Just a simple once-a-week application that gives you the same breakthrough support in a way that feels easier and less intimidating.
Because remember, the best sponge isn't in your kitchen sink, it's in your breakfast.
And that was yet another episode of A Skinny Show. Get healthy and stay healthy. Take care.